Do you ever sit down to study English and then about 5 minutes later you're already checking your phone or thinking about something completely different? Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Adam. I'm Adam and today we're learning about self-control. Now, when people hear self-control, they sometimes think it means being super strict or serious all the time. But the thing is, well, good self control is really just about helping yourself stay focused long enough to improve little by little. And yes, this matters so much when trying to learn another language, because learning English isn't usually about intelligence, it's more about consistency. Like, can you keep showing up even on the days you don't feel motivated? So today, I want to give you a few simple tips that can really help you build better self-control while learning English. Alright, first point. Make studying really easy. Don't make it hard for yourself. A lot of people say things like, starting tomorrow, I'm going to study for 3 hours every single day. And then about 2 days, they stop completely. Instead, make the goal small, like really small. Tell yourselves, I'm studying English for 5 minutes. That's it. Because your brain usually resists starting, not continuing. Once you begin, you often keep going anyway. So maybe you listen to one more short podcast episode while making breakfast. Maybe you read one more page in English before you go to bed. Small habits build strong self control because you prove to yourself again and again, hey, I can actually do this. And honestly, 5 focused minutes every day is way better than 2 hours once a month. Alright, on to tip number 2. Removing distractions before you study. If your phone is next to you while you're studying, you're constantly battering with yourself. Every about 30 seconds, you're constantly thinking, let me just grab my phone real quick, let me just check this notification, or a question just pops up in your mind that doesn't have to do with the studying, and you have to go Google it real quick. So, make self control easier by changing your environment. Put your phone across the room, use headphones, close out unnecessary tabs. Maybe even study in a different place entirely. The important thing is don't depend on your willpower. Good self control is often about preparation. Athletes before they prepare for a game, musicians before going to a concert or preparing for the concert, language learners should prepare before studying too. And honestly, when your environment is calm, your brain can focus so much better. Another thing I do is I can download the videos or download the podcasts I plan to use, put them on either my laptop and turn off the internet, that I only have access to my downloading things, or I do that also on my phone. So since your internet's off, you can put it in airplane mode, like that you don't get distracted. And on to the third point, reward yourself. People forget this all the time. Your brain likes rewards. That's normal. So after studying English, give yourself something enjoyable. Maybe you watch an episode of your favorite show. Maybe you drink your favorite coffee. Maybe you play a game for a little while. This teaches your brain to connect English with positive feelings instead of stress. And that's important because if learning always feels painful, your motivation drops real fast. And you want your study routine to feel comfortable, not a punishment. And speaking of rewards, here's a little bonus tip. Make sure to do your studying before you do the thing you want to do. So use your studying as that bridge. For example, a new episode of your favorite show came out. Instead of I have to watch that now, do your studying first and calculate that once you finish studying, that's going to be your reward. You get to watch that episode guilt free, and you're knocking multiple birds with one stone. You're getting your studying done, you're getting your reward, and it's also attaching something good to your lessons. Tip number 4: stop trying to be perfect. Sometimes people lose self control because they think one bad day means failure. Like they miss one study session and suddenly think, well, I ruined everything. And no, you didn't. You're human. One bad day doesn't destroy progress. Actually, strong self control often means recovering quickly instead of quitting completely. So if you miss a day, that's okay. Just come back tomorrow. That's it. No drama, no guilt, no giant emotional speech in your head. Just continue. Because consistency is built by returning again and again, even after making mistakes. And honestly, that mindset can help you not only with English, but with life in general. And on to the final tip. Remember your reason for learning English. This is your fuel. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to understand movies without subtitles. Maybe you want to speak confidently with people online or in person. Whatever your reason is, remind yourself often, because self-control becomes easier when your goal feels personal and meaningful. When you remember why you started, it becomes easier to keep going on difficult days. And listen, learning English takes time, but every small effort counts. Every podcast episode, every sentence you practice, every word you learn, it adds up. Slowly but surely. And one day you realize you understand more than you used to, and you can express yourself more naturally. And that feeling is amazing. So keep going, even if the progress feels slow, even if some days are messy, you're still improving. And that's what matters. And with that, this is the end of today's episode. I thank you for your time with me today. And this is English with Adam. This was Adam. And if you have any suggestions, questions, or any comments, leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see future videos like this with tips on how to learn a second language, especially English. Thanks again, and you have a good day.